Probably one of the best things I did for my musicianship in college when I was focused on improving as a jazz improviser was actually not playing saxophone. It was learning piano. Now, I didn't become a master pianist or super advanced with my piano abilities, but I got to the point where I could play basic piano voicings and I could get through tunes. And that did so much for me as an improviser because it improved my ear, it improved my understanding of harmony, it helped me memorize jazz standards way faster. So that's what we're going to do today. We've got the amazing jazz pianist Noah Kellman, who plays in my electric band with all sorts of people. He's toured with everything from jazz to rock groups, and he also does iPhone video game scoring and all sorts of stuff. So this is a master of music right here. And Noah is he's going to show us all these basic piano voicings over 20 chord progressions today. And as a resource, you can check out on the jazzlessonvideos.com website, you can check out, we're going to have the full video of him playing through these chord progressions in all 12 keys. So you'll have the visual from overhead of his hands. It's going to make it way easier. And we're also going to have like a PDF package on there that's going to have the sheet music of the voicings so you can see the sheet music for it and how it all lines up on the page. So it's going to be a great resource. Make sure to check that out.
So we're going to have 3 different types of voicings today, and we're going to apply those to all 20 of these progressions. Let's begin with a simple 2-5-1-6 progression. So these are what we call rootless voicings, so named because we are quite literally not playing the root or bass note of the chord at the bottom. Now, just to be clear, these voicings might still sometimes contain the root of the chord somewhere as part of the shape, but it's not functionally serving as a root which defines the harmony because it isn't the bass note of the chord. Rootless voicings are perfect for when you're playing with a bass player. Since the bassist has all the roots covered in the bass line, using rootless voicings has a couple of big advantages. 1, we're avoiding clashing with the bassist, and 2, we have more fingers available for adding pretty extensions or higher scale degrees to our chords, making them more colorful. Now, one super important part of choosing your piano voicings is that you don't want to jump your hands around all over the keyboard whenever you switch keys. With that in mind, we've made sure that each progression has basic voicings that make the most sense with voice leading that progression, so you'll actually learn a variety of different basic voicings as you work through the progressions in the PDF. Cool, so here's an alternative type of rootless voicings you can use. We're going to call it single hand rootless. So we've actually got 3 voicing types here that we're going to give you as part of the PDF, and again, all 20 progressions are in all 12 keys. So the reason we call it single hand rootless is because, as you can see here, I'm covering all the notes of the voicing with my right hand. That frees up my left hand to play the bass notes. These voicings are a super easy way to practice the chord changes to any song, and you can also use them to comp behind horn players and singers while also covering a bass line. Now, alternatively, if you're actually a gigging pianist and you want to comp for yourself while you solo or play melodies, this is what you'd use in your left hand. So in other words, these single-hand rootless voicings are also perfect left-hand comping voicings. Now, these single-hand rootless voicings are often referred to as Bill Evans' piano voicings because he's the one who popularized these shapes. Generally speaking, what we're actually doing is taking a normal rootless 9 chord and then putting it in second inversion. So let's, for example, take a minor 9 chord consisting of the flat 3rd, 5, flat 7, and 9 from bottom to top. If we put that into second inversion, that from bottom to top becomes flat 7, 9, flat 3rd, 5. Then, all we have to do to get to the dominant chord from there is just move the bottom note down a half step. So the flat 7 of the minor becomes the 3 of the dominant. So since we just have to move a single note to move from the minor 2 to the dominant 5, it's great voice leading. We barely have to move our hands. And this is a concept you'll see throughout all the progressions. Solo voicings are obviously a super essential part of learning piano. We call them solo voicings because they contain the root of the chord at the bottom of the voicing, helping to find the harmony without a bass player. In other words, you can fully outline the harmony playing them by yourself. These are what you want to use when you're playing without any backup. What we've done here is provided you with basic fundamental solo voicings so that you can play piano unaccompanied and sound like a pro. In many cases, these are built from the ground up with the root and the 7 in the left hand, or alternatively, the root and the 10, also the third, in the left hand. That gives us a good structural foundation to then add in whatever other degrees or extensions we need in our right hand. This creates a full voicing with the root all the way in the left hand pinky, and then everything else built on top of that.